Okay, it's 2011. It's the end of August. This year here, I've got a little slideshow to show you. I'm going to try to explain the pictures the best I can as they come through. After all the investigating of last year, everything I had, this is what I have figured out. As you see here, in the spring when the stuff starts melting, this is what we get. Now here, we're getting massive flooding. We get flooding every year now because of the way they set up the school. There was no reason. Town has ordinances against it, but I guess when you're all in the town like Foglio is, and you're backed by people like Abbott and our little Missy and our very corrupt and worthless town administrator. See, they just here, our buddy system, they have a town ordinance against creating flood zones like this. But I guess when it's for a worthless school system, who cares? See, she just keeps filling up with water. Just normal rainfall. This is the old southern Maine finishing where they dug the leach bed out. Dead leach bed dumping heavy metals and phenols into the ground for 2 or 3 years until they got caught. Then after they got caught, it mysteriously burns. Yeah. We all know about that kind of crap with the Baldacci administration and all the people who back them type of progressives that only care about themselves and what their buddies can make from money. We end up with our new middle school 20-acre lake every year. This is normal rainfall. We were actually almost below normal rainfall. But yet, when you create a lake, and this is 200 feet from the new drain heading for their water protection zone. All the toxins and the crap. And you'll see what this is later on in a couple pictures further down through. But this is what the flooding down on Hemlock that they wanted to get rid of. But the problem is all this reddish stuff. It's all coming from a bunch of stuff like this that's in your pit. They buried it. See this stuff over here? I'm standing, this picture right here, I'm only 100 feet from the edge of the school. Okay? Over here, you got one floating over there. Barrel under the water right here. See, there's another barrel right there. This is what the water does. It just gets all slimy and almost like a paste. There's so much crap in it. This is another area, it's all flooded. Sorry for this picture, but that is a barrel just under the water surface right there. This is the school. That ain't supposed to be like that. That's not supposed to be washing in there. But yet, this is what it's washing in. See, April 15th. This water is ice cold. But yet you're getting all this crap coming out of the ground when it floods. It's got nowhere else to go. This is ridiculous. See all this? These sediments and stuff? That's how they get it out of the ground. They flood the ground. Now you look at that water. That's all the crap. It's coming right up out of the ground. This here is April. As you see, it's starting to get really discolored. The old Southern Maine finishing building, I guess we found where they bulldozed it. The buddy system. And this is what we get. That cloudy water. Right full of you name it, it's in there. And this is what we are forced now to drink over here. Because of course Rickard, after he got done with Monsanto, killing all these trees He just up and abandons his house in the middle of the night. Back in 1998, the town worked with him, and they got the DEP to pull the flag. Everybody in the area sold their home and sold off to what they're laughing at suckers now. So we get the toxins that they gave us, that they were a part of. This ain't America, folks. America don't do that. But corrupt, worthless politician progressives do. They have laws and everything to protect themselves. Foglio, Abbott, Grondin, all of them. Whatever her stupid name is there, that credent that's on the select board now that thinks she's so good. She's one of the biggest little arrogant bitches there is. She thinks because she's a lawyer and she thinks she's something, well, she's going to be part of the lawsuit also that's going to be paying for all this. They're going to be replacing all the pipes in my house. They're going to be taking care of any medical problems that came from all this. I have 3 environmental groups ready to crawl right up Waterboro, Maine. They're very concerned with all this crap. That the town they knew it was in there. They knew this stuff had been there for years, but we'll just hide it in our buddy system and we'll insult the taxpayers. And this is what we get. You got an unsuspecting water district here. It's a private entity, but he's just as smug and ass-kissing as the rest. He doesn't care. The town has poisoned their citizens, and he's the one that's going to reap the benefits from it. But that's all right, because once these toxins make it down another half a mile, they'll be contaminating his wellhead protection zone. Why? Because the town put it down that way. They had to shut the people up over on Hemlock, and they drained all this toxic crap down across behind Friendship Park. See, trees are dying. The trees can't live. They just die, fall over. Big dead zone right there. See, the trees all dead. What can live with these kind of toxins and this kind of crap? See, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree here in the back. This is at the base. This is what's happening around the base. See the crap right here building up on the trees? See, they're all dead, big dead spots. Trees here. This one's going to be the next one to die. You see, it kills them all. All the ground down here is all dying around it. This is the end of August. See? August 22nd. See the big dead spots? This is what happens. See, it collects. You got these big sections. That's all that's left. See all the phenols from Rickard and Southern Maine finishing. Phenols gets into the ground. Phenols turns into phthalic acid, which is at about a 6 pH. Not only will it deteriorate all rock forms, ledges in the ground, any organic matter is broken down very extremely quick. You have large amounts of manganese and other heavy metals, iron, stuff like that is all released as the phenols deteriorate the ground, creating sinkholes. See, look at this sludge. This is the stuff that forms in the lower sink pools. This ain't normal rot. This is sediments and this is junk. This is the stuff that's coming out of the ground. This black, a lot of this black, believe it or not, is phenols that has created large amounts of manganese by deteriorating the organic matter that's in the ground. That's what it does. See the big dead spots. See, this is August. Even after a whole summer now of rinsing it down and growing, you got a few plants here and there, but the majority of it, you see, great big dead patches. Nothing, it is dying. I'd say this area right here, I've got it marked over there next year. will be dead. It'll look like the other photos. As you see, it expands. You get this, and then you get some flooding, and it's out here next year. See, and it slowly, the sediments, you can see it. This is March, or excuse me, this is May. This is what happens once the water, their little man-made flood, disappears. This is the crap that we're left with all over the ground in there. Okay? All these sludges, all these toxins, all this crap, and that's just what it is, crap. And I'm not talking shit as in stools. I am talking toxic waste. Look at it. Forms, it just collects everywhere. And then when it dries down, you've got this slimy stuff on the sides over here, which as it rains, it washes it into our drinking water as it flushes the ground. You want this, this is what is coming through to our drinking water. Look at it. You want this stuff in your house? But I guess that's why, see, this is what's coming right out of the athletic fields. And this is what it looks like after it flows down through the water, an area, and it starts to dry up and it's down into where the water level is below the ground. This is what you get. This is what you're left with. People in Hannah Drive, Oak Lane, this is what they're drinking in their water. The other pictures earlier is what we're getting in our water. This stuff here is coming into the old Elford Road area, Hannah Drive, the upper end. So that's back there behind. Now, this here is behind the sign. This is in the area. This stuff just, it comes out and it joins together. And it causes big masses of sludge and slime. See, that's what it does to the water. See, it turns it right to almost a paste. It's so full of crap. And then this is what you get. Grasses are trying to grow. There's pictures later on, you see that's all dead. Because there's so much of that right there. All through. See, this is what you're left with. There's some of your barrels. They try to demand we're not there. No, no, no. Until I found the evidence. See, DEP or EPA flagged the stuff last year. A lot of these barrels now came up this year. They unsurfaced, they floated out. See, here's one here working out of the ground. Looks like there's another one that may be right there coming out of the ground. There's that one. See, every year when it floods, see, there's a barrel right there, there's a barrel right there. There's a barrel here, a barrel here. This is right near the school driveway. This appeared probably, it's about 300 feet from the school, setting in the trees. That's coming out of the ground now as it washes. Every year when it floods, see, they float around, they unearth themselves, and they come out and about. And now this year here, in August, here's some new flags. New flag on a battery that showed up out of nowhere, middle of the pit, probably floated around for a few months. Flag here, this is a barrel. See, somebody's been in here and they flipped this all over and they flagged that, they flipped this, and they've got flags. They missed that one. See, there's a close-up. You can see the ground. There's so much crap. It's ridiculous. There's that clump of crap sitting there. They flagged that. They've now flagged these barrels here. As you can see, it's full of the sludge. This is not the date. Now, honestly, who puts a well in when you know that there's a municipal water source that's going in right next to all this crud, all this stuff floating in the water? Here's the drain from the school. I'm standing by the wellhead. Barrels are all through there. Here's the athletic fields in the back. Here's one of your drain pools. And there's the school where your kids go to. And they're around that crap. So I say, who in their right mind does things like this?